How y'all doing?
Welcome back, y'all. I know, I'm super late on this one, but it's finally here. It's time for DTI Hot Takes Part 7. It's been way too long since the last Hot Takes video, and honestly, I slowed down for two reasons. Reason number one is that the hot takes were getting a bit repetitive. Like in every post, I was kind of seeing the same takes over and over, and I didn't want to rehash the same opinions for each video. And number two is, I started to feel like maybe the videos were too negative. I don't know, I just didn't want to come off as a hater because I have seen some people say that. However, I thought about it for a bit, and honestly, I feel like these videos allow players to express themselves and give feedback. So the series is finally back, y'all. It might not be as frequent as it used to be, but I'll definitely make more here and there. Anyways, I made a community post about... Go ahead and ignore that, but as always, I asked the community for their hot takes, and this time there were so many new things to talk about, so it was really interesting reading everyone's comments. Now for those of y'all who are new to the series, here's how it's gonna work. I've split the comments up into 3 different levels. The first level is mild. These types of takes are tame and are actually common amongst the community. The second level is hot. These takes are not as common and usually split the community 50-50. And the third and final level is fire. These are takes that I don't commonly see or might be controversial. Before we start, please do not send hate to anyone mentioned in this video. Please be very demure, very mindful in the comments. Or in other words, keep it cute or you'll get the boot. With that being said, let's start the video off with my personal hot takes. Alright, first let's start off with level 1, mild takes. My first mild take is that the baddie pass was way too long. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept, but it took me the whole 90 days to complete it. And I'm gonna make a confession, on the last 5 tiers, I used Robux. I'm sorry, I just could not do it anymore. I felt like no matter how long I played, I never had enough blue hearts. Maybe in the future, they can add something where you can get double XP for the pass, but I feel like that might not happen because having people pay Robux to skip tiers is way more profitable. Even so, I really do hope they make it a little shorter or add more quest slots so we can earn hearts faster. My next mild take is that the seashell currency is way too hard to earn. Even with the Lana quest, Style Showdown, daily quests, dance floor, etc., I never have enough. But yeah, I remember liking the idea of seashell currencies, but after playing the update all summer, I got over it pretty quick. And my last mild take is that every player should have access to the cultural items. I was honestly shocked to find out that they're not available for everyone. However, I do understand that in order to avoid lag issues and things like that, the devs try not to have so many items on display. Now with that being said, I feel like there should be a way for all players to have access to the cultural items. If I'm being for real, it feels a bit weird for it not to be available to everyone. Like for other items such as Valentine's Day, Brat, Halloween, that's understandable. But when it comes to cultural items, I don't know, it's different. Low key, that might be more of a hot take, but y'all let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to the next level, hot takes. My first hot take is that the Lana doll is better than the original one that belongs to that one person we're not going to talk about. I saw so many people online saying they hated the new doll or that it was hard to style, but I think it's way cuter than the original. And the fact that it has a simpler design makes it easier to style with different hair and accessories. I know some people miss the old doll because of the pigtails or the little dress, but I'm being so for real, I do not want to see the original version of the doll ever again. My next hot take is that there's too many exclusive items now and it's really hard to keep up. I know DTI isn't forcing me to get anything, but I'm missing so many exclusive items now. I didn't get the seashell crown, I didn't get the sweetheart dress, and now the most painful one of all, I didn't get the paparazzi outfit from the Gaga update. I literally had one more round and that was it, but I was too late. Now I got that summertime sadness. And my last hot take is that last year's summer update was better. I know, it's very shocking to hear that I feel this way. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it has to do with the quality of the update as much as it has to do with the vibes.
It's not the vibes.
For some reason, last year's update was way more fun. Don't get me wrong, this year's update is still amazing and the items are incredible, but I guess I just missed the old days of DTI. Also, last year's summer update was the same time my channel blew up and it was such a surreal experience, so I'm definitely biased. And now it's time for the final level, fire takes. Alright, nobody get upset, this is just my opinion, but I feel like the Lady Gaga event drama may hinder the game's future when it comes to celebrity collabs. I do hope in the future DTI can get more celebrity collabs, but if it doesn't happen, it is what it is. And if I'm being for real, I could be completely wrong. There's probably people already knocking on the door like me next. Anyways, my next fire take is that Dress to Impress should not hire any more influencers as community managers. And that's no hate to any influencers out there that might be interested in the position. Anyways, I feel like if Dress to Impress were to hire a new community manager, it definitely needs to be someone who has a good amount of experience under their belt. Also, we desperately need somebody who can communicate properly. Now, I have seen some people say that it should be someone who's in touch with the community and plays the game, which I agree, but the person doesn't have to be an influencer. Now, my very last fire take might be a little too spicy, and nobody get upset please, it's just an opinion, but I do feel like Dress to Impress got a little boring. Like, besides the Lady Gaga update, the recent updates haven't felt that fun to me. I could also just be experiencing burnout, but if I'm being honest with y'all, I'm kind of tired. The last time I had a lot of fun playing besides the Gaga update was during the Petal update. It was so iconic and it really made the game more enjoyable, but right now I don't feel that. Honestly though, I think I only feel that way about the regular mode, because when I go into free play and make outfits for my thumbnails, I have so much fun. Maybe the regular competition mode needs a little revamp or something. And with that, it's time for the part y'all been waiting for. Let's move on to the next section. The first comment is from Hi237. The new quest, specifically the fog, is too difficult for people who were only looking to get new accessories for a dress-up game, not a horror game. See, this is one of those reasons why they're retiring the Lana lore, I feel. I think it was fun the first year, but now maybe it's just run its course, and it's starting to look like a lot of players are kind of just over it. Personally, I love the lore, but I understand where people are coming from. The only reason I even got through the fog was because people carried me through it. The next comment is from Girls. The summer update didn't somehow hit as well as last year's, to be honest, but I don't know, I feel like we just got way less items. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't remember which items we got last year for the summer update other than the ones that are in the VIP section. I feel like for this summer update, we got a good amount of items. They were just all locked behind like currency and also the baddie pass, but I feel like we got a good amount. Clingy Cupid commented, I feel like the item limit is way too small for certain themes like Decora. See, I didn't really care about the item limit as much until recently when I made the Gyaru outfit that's on my thumbnail. I maxed out on items and I was like, no. But yeah, we definitely need another increase. Paldea325 commented, for me personally, I had stopped playing to concentrate on my exams. So 2 months later, I played again and realized that I had lost at least 30 items from the last 2 updates. So my hot take is that I don't really like the fact that if you don't play an update, you will lose all the items from that update. Yes ma'am for real commented, the baddie pass is so long, it's really time consuming. I wish getting stuff for the pass was a bit easier. Jonas DTI commented, part 1 of the DTI quest is severely underwhelming. I know it's only the beginning of the quest, but we were promised a huge cinematic and lore related quest. But we got a goofy dance floor that we already have in game and an easy map finding quest. I didn't encounter the monster at all while I was playing. Yeah, when I first played it, I couldn't see it anywhere, but for some reason, as soon as I got to the exit, it glitched into the wall. Honestly, I'm just waiting for quest part 2. I thought we were supposed to get it earlier in the month, but I don't know. Hi Hello commented, my hot take is the round time. With the addition of item adjustment and the amount of clothes we got in the Petal and summer update, I think the round time should be maybe 6 minutes and 30 30 seconds instead of just 6 minutes. Molly Walker commented, Style Showdown should be an entirely separate game. It has a lot of potential to be bigger, but being attached to regular Dress to Impress limits it. I kind of agree with this take. Who knows, maybe one day Dress to Impress was separated. Cat's Eyes World commented, there should be easier things in the daily quest. You're really overestimating if you think my duo will stay for 3 rounds. No, that's so true. I've had a duo like literally leave me on the very last round, and a lot of the times you don't even notice it until you're on the runway by yourself looking crazy. Casper the Ghost commented, they need to add the item adjustment into Style Showdown, and we do not need the whole dressing room inside of Style Showdown. Okay, so I feel like if they add the item adjustment tool, they need to increase the time limit per round. And I agree, we don't need every single item from the regular mode to be in Style Showdown. Bunny Boo 100 commented, my hot take is that Dress to Impress is not beginner or casual play friendly anymore. There's really no way to make an actual good outfit because people expect you to max layer and use multiple different patterns and make elaborate characters with the adjustment tool, or you'll be accused of farming for your rank. Okay, so I feel like this is the same thing for a lot of games. Once a game's been out for a while, I feel like a lot of the player friendly mechanics start going out the window. Not to bring up Roll High, but Roll High, right? Same story, it's not really player friendly anymore. And I feel like that shouldn't be a common thing, because then you isolate new players from wanting to join. And the last comment for this section is from Hey There Delilah. My take is that people who make amazing item adjustment outfits get undermined now. I feel like people just think, oh, that's off theme, just because they thought of a more creative idea, even if it's usually still on theme. People also just act like it's easy and not impressive when outfits like that take so long to master and so much work figuring out the adjustment feature. So this is pretty much what my next Dress to Debate video is about. For some reason, recently around the community, people have been arguing about the adjustment item tool, but let me know what you think in the comments. Is the adjustment feature overused, or do you love these types of outfits? And now it's time for level 2, hot takes. The first hot take is from French B Wee Wee. Hot take, most of these comments aren't hot takes. Ooh. I've actually seen this comment so many times by so many different people under my community posts. Hot takes vary depending on each person. So like to you, this might not be a hot take, but to somebody else, it's so fire they cannot believe what they just heard. But I'm gonna be honest, some of the comments I saw are more like icks and they're not really hot takes. The next comment is from Angelica. VIP is useless now, and I say this as a non-VIP player because you can just remake them. Personally, I wouldn't say it's useless, but I'm not gonna lie, most of the time I'm inside the dressing room. Banana08 commented, I think the summer items were underwhelming. Sure, this update brought us many new things, but after getting all the items, I think these items are pretty eh. Dolly commented, my hot take is that I feel like the community has built itself on a pedestal and expects everything to be perfect, as if the devs aren't human. The devs work to make DTI better, sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't, but the community blows it up so much to the point it gets out of hand. Dizzy from Life commented, I don't know if this is a hot take, but the change they made to the voting system was great. People saying that it forced you to vote more for bad outfits are just unfair voters themselves. I never got that argument. I was still out here giving people 1 or 2 stars and literally I never got penalized. I've actually seen a lot of people say they wish the voting system would come back. Maybe in the future they can at least add it to pro servers as well. Gabby Does Stuff commented, hot take, I'm not a fan of the new vanilla mace code. It just doesn't go with a lot of things. I've seen the community very split on this one. I think it's a pretty item, but I've only used it one time. Hannah Love commented, Dress to Impress is getting more and more boring with each update. Yeah, I know, wow, new stuff, but with each update, there's more lag, more bugs, more trolls, more everything. I used to love Dress to Impress and I used to play every day, but now it's more like once a month. I like cheesy yay yay commented, my hot take is that only one of the seashell currency items are worth buying since only the tropical top is something I would wear. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I only used the tropical set. I bought the butterfly top and the crochet top and I think I used it like never. I'm Aria commented, my hot take is that the devs shouldn't do weekly updates and should stick on 2 updates per month because sometimes the game is really buggy. See, I agree with this. But my reason why I think the devs shouldn't do weekly updates is because it seems like it's becoming a lot. I feel like because games like Grow a Garden have been doing weekly updates, a lot of other games are trying to keep up, so they want to do this as well. But in reality, it does lead to a lot of burnout and then you run out of ideas. I also think that 2 updates per month is reasonable. Lil Eden commented, Dress to Impress is way too complex now. I'm a top model who isn't a layering or item adjustment sweat. People expect you to make detailed fits even when the theme is casual. And if you don't do those fits, you'll be accused of farming for your rank. There's also way too many items in the game and it feels super overwhelming to me in my opinion. I kinda miss when Dress to Impress was just a simple dress up game instead of a competitive layering adjustment contest. Louis KK commented, if you only know how to make one kind of outfit, ethereal, non-human, human, etc., you don't actually know how to play the game. Low Poly Burger commented, my take is that I personally don't like the majority of those lumpy item adjustment fits / faces. Don't get me wrong, when they're good they eat and I can appreciate the effort, but so many of them don't look like characters and I have to wait for them to put in chat who or what they are. Okay, so if I'm being honest, there are times that I feel like people use the adjustment tool as a cop-out. Some people are definitely creative and they're on theme with the adjustment tool, but I swear there's some people who use the adjustment tool to cover up half their outfit and they expect to get 5 stars across the board. Matthew David 2001 commented, the new DTI map is kind of a flop. It doesn't hit the same as last year and to be honest, I prefer the old one. Yeah, I actually prefer the previous one that was like super big that everyone was complaining about. I don't think I ever hated it. At first it was confusing, but I actually enjoyed it a lot. And even though the map we have right now is from last year, it really doesn't hit the same anymore. Miruki222 commented, the summer update was a bad update in general. I feel like this update was anticipated but didn't give the community what they wanted. Punk Stars commented, people need to understand that the majority of the player base are kids. Of course, there will still be bad outfits, rude comments, and all those things. It's just kids being kids. It all depends on how you react since it's just a Roblox game. Honestly, there's still times where I have to catch myself and be like, do not crash out, especially when I know my outfit ate down. But I'm like, you know what? Shh, I gotta go outside. YOLO 2009 Jojo Siwa commented, just because something might be used inappropriately doesn't mean we have to get rid of it. And the last hot take is from Valentina De Vogue. My hot take is that people should stop using the Star Baby Walk pack every round. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and move on to the very last level, fire takes. The very first fire take is from Quad Elementals. People need to stop telling others what to do and keep their mouths closed. DTI fans have gotten way too comfortable making their preference heard. If you don't like the powder donut face, ethereal fits, clean layering, the boob hack, whatever, you don't need to tell the people that enjoy it that you don't, especially if it's harmless. Ask yourself, is it actually harmful or do I just not like it? You absolutely do not need to make a tweet, turn off your phone, and realize it's just a game. Lele7643 commented, still to this day, DTI will never have a big of a boom moment since the Halloween update. The items, the faces, hair, map, quest, currency items, every other update since then has been underwhelming and not up to standards since the Halloween update. That was probably the best and worst thing the devs ever did. That's kinda Rainbow commented, hot take, but most of those diva-like human outfits look all the same. Gray skin with fishnets and some piercings don't automatically make you a DTI pro, especially because they all look the same. The next fire take is from Casper is Random. I know this is meant for an in-game hot takes, but my hot take is that James Charles shouldn't be a part of the DTI community. Their excuse of outside drama isn't a good reason to not ban him for the safety of the community, especially since they made Gigi take a break due to her outside actions and drama, and same with Ari. Yes, their actions affects the community, but him being allowed in this community and is openly active around DTI creators puts harms towards children. I've been thinking about this ever since that one time I heard somebody from the DTI team was talking to him, and yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. And the last comment is from Shine Plastic Craig. The Dress to Impress community is kinda homophobic. I know you'll probably think I'm delusional, but hear me out. When people were shipping Lana and Lena and Lana and the Nurse Lady, or anything queer ship in general, I saw a lot of people saying DTI is a kid's game, why are we shipping characters? Or DTI is about dressing up, not about shipping. And I feel like the only reason they didn't like it was because it was a WLW ship. No, you're not delusional, you're absolutely right. I've seen a lot of homophobia and transphobia in the community, especially recently. But yeah, the very first time I started seeing a lot of homophobia was during the Lana shipping, especially during the Valentine's Day quest. Like, we're literally watching Lana yearn for Nurse Julie in front of a window while looking at other couples, but no, they're besties, that's it. And that concludes DTI Hot Takes Part 7. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. I know it took me a while to release it, but y'all, so much has happened recently. And that previous video I made took me like a week because there was so much information, but I'm glad I was able to spread awareness on the situation. Also, because of all the bad stuff happening in Roblox lately, I decided I wanted to do a little more with my channel. I started a fundraiser for Rain and we were able to meet the original goal of $100. Now the new goal is $200 and we're so close to reaching it. If you're able to donate, please do, anything helps. Also, I want to say thank you to everyone who donated to the fundraiser or shared information about it. That means so much to me and it's amazing seeing the community come together for a good cause. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what your Dress to Impress hot takes are. Were there any in the video that you agree with? Also, if anyone has video ideas I should work on, let me know as well. Okay, bye, see you in the next one. Bye, okay, bye, see you, bye.